Hey guys, it's Izzy and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering the most googled questions about me. So my other video I did recently was actually the most googled questions about being an amputee, and it just made me think it'd be a good idea to have a video that basically explained all of the really basic questions that people want to know when they find out about me. If you are my regular audience, then you'll probably be able to see the answers as I'm about to speak them, but for anybody else, I hope you find this interesting and it's informative. A lot of these questions were quite predictable, like I could guess the majority of them were going to be asked because they're either things I would want to know and I Google about other people, or they're just my most asked questions. Now the first sort of topic that was googled in different forms was, when's my birthday, what age am I? I know it shocks quite a lot of people when I say my age, but I actually just turned 18. My birthday is 29th of June and I was born in 2003, so yeah, I'm 18. I always get people thinking that I'm much older than I am, that I come across as older or whatever, but no, I'm 18, only just actually like officially an adult. I also feel like that's quite a justified question to ask because I know it can be a little bit confusing. Okay, so the next one. I saw quite a lot of people would have been like, Isabelle, we were accident. Obviously trying to see if I'd been in an accident. No, I haven't. I actually get this quite a lot. You know, when I was younger, this like kid was like to his dad, what happened to her? And he was like, I think she was in a car crash. And I was like, I wasn't, but okay. So yeah, no, I wasn't in an accident or anything. I understand that from different accidents and whatever you can become an amputee. But yeah, no, I wasn't in an accident. Which leads on to the next question, which is Isabelle Wheels, like her story or what happened to her, which I will go into really quickly. I feel like it's all I ever speak about on my channel because everyone wants to know. Basically, I got meningitis when I was 7. It was meningococcal septicemia. That's like the full what I got. So it basically turned into septicemia, which is why I lost my limbs. So yeah. That is the quick story. I will also answer another question that loads of people get from that. Why weren't you vaccinated against it? In the UK, that vaccine wasn't actually brought in until many years later. I was in hospital for about 9 weeks, like recovering from it. But yeah, that is what happened. And to clear up another misconception, people seem to think that I'm like riddled with meningitis. It's not like that. You get it and then it goes. It's not like a long-term thing. So people are like, she's got meningitis, which that's not true. I had it, that's what caused this. I don't have anything now other than amputations. So the next question is asking about my other social medias. I do love the business side of me. I love that people are Googling to find out my social medias. So I do run across quite a few platforms, the main ones being YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. I'll put my Instagram on the screen right now, but it's just its.is, and then my TikTok is itsizzyx, which I think they're both actually in my YouTube channel banner. Yeah. I have about 400,000 on each of those platforms, which is absolutely mad. So YouTube's actually my smaller platform. But yeah, I do all sorts of different content over there, so if you don't follow me on either of them, I would actually suggest it. It's not sort of a replica of this. I feel like this is quite put together, whereas my TikTok and my Instagram, I just do, you know, whatever I want, whenever I want. It's slightly less filtered. You'll see a lot more of me going out with my friends and just doing whatever I want. So yeah, I feel like this is the like, not even the PG version, but this is very like filtered, and I try and make my YouTube channel informative. I think my Instagram and my TikTok are more just, this is me living my life, you can watch if you'd like. So yeah, it depends what you want. I understand that some people just want to listen to me sitting and like being informative or whatever, but I would always recommend kind of following me on all my different platforms to sort of get a variation of different things, because I do try and switch what I post across everything, so it's not boring. So the next one is Isabelle, we were amputee. Correct, I am an amputee. Yeah, I don't really know. I was going to elaborate on that, but I feel like you can't really elaborate on that. Yes, it's true. Shocker, I am an amputee. And the next question, this is where my ick develops. The next question is, am I married? Now, I understand that people may not know my age but I'm just turned 18, there is no way I'm getting married. And it also grosses me out that people are googling this, because people online genuinely message me or DM me thinking that I'm gonna like accept their marriage proposals and their requests. No offence to you, Dave, or whoever, but you're 40, you live in a completely different country, and you're begging to marry me. Up until 2 weeks ago, he was a child. So yeah, it grosses me out, that one. I get if people want to know like if I'm in a relationship or whatever, if I'm married, whatever, but yeah, I get when you're married all the time, and I'm like, why do I have like old lady vibes? Like, I'm a child pretty much. Like, I still see myself as like so young. Like, I would not want to get married for quite a while. The next one is actually quite an interesting one. So the next one is the subject of like trampolining. Now that comes up so much when you Google me, because I think it's in a lot of press about me trampolining. Now, if you're not aware, I actually did trampolining for quite a few years at the start of secondary school, maybe like 3 years, I'm not actually sure. I competed in like some of the national schools competitions. I actually won the national championship in my category twice, so it's something that I was really good at, and I think it was quite shocking to loads of people, hence why it makes the news, because it's like, I don't know, I guess it's something that people don't expect me to be able to do, which is why I really liked it. A lot of people always ask then, do I still trampoline? And the answer to that is no. It's something that I slowly fell out of love with, especially when I got my new legs. So in blades, I could kind of do everything in them without having to swap my legs. But when I transitioned to C legs, I wasn't able to trampoline in these, so I was having to swap back. And I like hate having to do that. I'd rather just like live my life in one pair of legs. And since I decided it was C legs, I just kind of began to hate trampolining because I associated it with swapping my legs. So I don't do that anymore, but it's something I really enjoyed at the time, and I think it's still like such a great achievement how far I got with it and everything. So yeah, I understand that people have lots of questions about that, because I used to make quite a bit of my content about it and whatever. So the next question is, what's Isabelle Wheel's net worth? And honestly, I don't really know myself. When you Google it, and if any of you would like a laugh, go and Google my net worth, because honestly, it baffles me. It's quite insane. I used to look at, like, I used to genuinely, like, when I was younger and like would watch loads of YouTubers, I'd Google their net worths and I'd be like, oh my god, they're absolutely minted, like they're so rich. And I realise now that loads of it is a complete load of rubbish, because if you Google my net worth, it's so inaccurate, and I think it's because it's always a big misconception, and there's like loads of stigma between how much like influencers and people on social media earn, and a lot of it, I see a lot of people like, why is the stigma? A lot of it's because it's contracted. Any brand deals or whatever I do, a lot of the time they're contracted, so I can't disclose how much I make from them. And then the other aspect of it is it's not like a salary, so I think people then don't share that, because 1 month on YouTube I could be earning thousands, the next month it could be like in its hundreds. It really just depends. So I think that's why this big like, oh, YouTubers and influencers don't say how much they earn. One, you're not allowed to, and two, I don't know. It really just depends. It's a super varied income. So it does make me laugh when some of these websites try to guess like my net worth and whatever, because it's just so wrong. The only person that really knows that and how much I earn is like me. That's it. And the last question is a very introductory question, so I probably should have started with this, and it's, where do I live? Now, I don't understand where the confusion comes from this. I'm very much so British. I think because I don't have a London British accent, people get confused and feel like I'm not British, but I don't live in London, but I live in England. Like, so yes, I am British and I do live in England, I just don't live in London. I get a range of comments. I feel like some people don't think I'm British because they, like, I have more of an accent than like the stereotypical like London British, you know, speak. And then other people think I sound like these people that are like really, like, I think have a posh British accent, like Emma Watson and stuff. And I'm like, I live in the Midlands, and the Midlands is known for like your thick accent. And like, don't get me wrong, Derby doesn't have that much of a thick accent, but it does compared to like London. So I get that's where some of the confusion comes from, because I don't like pronounce words like you would if you lived in London. So I live in Derby in England, in the Midlands. No one ever knows Derby. It's like, I feel like we're quite blessed in Derby because you don't have a really strong accent. Like Birmingham's like an hour away and the Brummie accent is so strong. If I did have a strong accent, I'm sure loads of you guys wouldn't even understand a word that I said. But I still get comments saying my accent's too strong and they can't understand, so I'm very sorry. But yeah, that's the last question. So I hope this answered some of your questions that you may have, or cleared up some of the answers that Google gave you, because not to bash Google, but some of the resources that it pulls you up are so false. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to give it a like, comment, and also please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!